Greetings, mortals. Tonight's episode will make you feel that ever so dreadful feeling of a dog chasing you down the street as you're riding your bike and ripping your face off. This is the Atlanta Pit Bull Massacre.
It was still dark when the 911 call came in. Coweta County, Georgia, September 24th, 2021. A neighbor reported something strange at the house next door. A man was lying on the porch, not sleeping, not moving. When deputies arrived, they found the body of a male, covered in blood, clothing shredded, with visible injuries to the arms, neck, and face. The skin had been torn deeply in jagged arcs. It wasn't a gunshot, it wasn't a stabbing. It looked like something had torn him apart. His name was Alex Binyam Abraha. He had no ID on him. His face was so badly damaged that identification took time. But what investigators did find quickly was the cause: 2 adult pit bulls inside the home. The homeowner wasn't there. He'd been away for days, but he'd left his dogs behind to guard the house. And apparently they had. Police found signs of blood inside the doorway and across the front steps. The front door was ajar, but not broken. No windows smashed, no pry marks, no forced entry. Whatever happened started inside, and it ended outside. The scene suggested a prolonged, violent struggle, one that began in a confrontation and escalated into something far more brutal. The dogs were secured by animal control. No immediate threats remained, but the questions were already forming. Had Abraha broken in? Why wasn't anything stolen? Why didn't he run? And what does it mean when a dog doesn't just protect a home? It eradicates the threat? Alex Binyam Abraha was 21 years old. He lived in the Atlanta area and, by all public accounts, didn't have a steady job. He had a criminal history, minor charges mostly: trespassing, theft, 1 case of obstruction. He wasn't a violent offender, but he had a past. That past made it easy for people to assume, to draw conclusions. But the details of that night didn't line up neatly. There were no signs of forced entry, no stolen items, no bags of loot. Nothing that looked like a burglary gone wrong. Investigators couldn't determine why Alex was at that house, or how he got inside. He didn't know the homeowner. He had no connection to the neighborhood. So what brought him there? Was it a random break-in, a mistake, or something else entirely? The toxicology report wasn't made public, and the homeowner never spoke to media. All we're left with is this: a man ended up dead on someone's porch, mauled beyond recognition. And no one, not family, not police, not neighbors, can say why he was there to begin with. The mystery isn't just how he died, it's what led him to knock or walk through that door in the first place. 2 adult pit bulls were found inside the home. Neither had a recorded history of aggression, no prior complaints, no bites on file. According to neighbors, they were loud but friendly, barking at passers-by, but never aggressive outside the fence. But on that night, something changed. The dogs attacked Alex Abraha with lethal force. The injuries were catastrophic, consistent with a sustained mauling, punctures and tearing around the arms, neck, and face. One forensic report described overwhelming trauma to the upper torso. Blood evidence suggested the fight began near the living room and moved toward the front entrance. Investigators said it appeared that Abraha tried to flee, but he didn't make it. There were scratches on the door frame, smears of blood on the handle. The front door was partially open, just enough for a body to fall through. No one knows how long the attack lasted, but by the time police arrived, it was over. The dogs were calm, sitting, silent. Animal control took them without incident. Then came the questions. Were they trained to attack? Was this a case of defense or something more primal? Law enforcement found no evidence of specialized training, no bite sleeves, no aggression drills, no evidence of abuse. But that didn't stop the speculation. Some argued the dogs were too calm afterward. Others said they did exactly what they were bred to do. Pit bulls carry a reputation. Fair or not, they are seen as powerful, reactive, and dangerous when provoked. But the truth is more complicated. Breed alone doesn't explain behavior. Environment matters. Training matters. So does fear. And whatever Abraha did that night, whether it was a mistake or an attempted crime, he triggered a response so violent, so complete, that it raised a deeper question. Were the dogs simply protecting their territory? Or were they protecting it like soldiers, responding with a level of force meant to eliminate, not warn? Because what happened inside that house wasn't just a deterrent, it was a takedown. And when it was over, the dogs waited by the door, guarding the home like nothing had happened, like they were still waiting for the next threat. No charges were ever filed in the death of Alex Binyam, not against the homeowner, not against anyone. According to Georgia law, homeowners have the right to protect their property, and their dogs are considered part of that property. If an intruder enters and the dogs react, it's not considered criminal. It's not even considered excessive force. It's considered instinct. The official statement from law enforcement was brief. There is no indication of foul play. The case was closed within weeks, but the public didn't let it go. Some praised the outcome. They saw the dogs as heroes, doing what the system often fails to do, stopping the threat decisively. On social media, phrases like "good boys" and "justice served" trended. For many, it was open and shut, but others weren't so sure. Animal rights advocates raised concerns. Were the dogs safe to be around people? Had they been conditioned for violence? If this had happened with humans, if a person had inflicted those injuries, would we still be calling it justice? Ethicists weighed in too. Can lethal force be moral when it's not intentional? If the homeowner wasn't there to command the attack, is it still a justified defense? Even legal scholars disagreed. Was this self-defense by proxy, or just a deadly accident that happened to look like justice? There was no easy answer, just silence. The homeowner never gave a public statement. The dogs were never identified by name. Their fate wasn't disclosed. And Alex, he became a headline, a warning, a point of debate. No trial, no defense, just blood on the porch and a case that closed itself. But the deeper argument wasn't about dogs. It was about something older. When the law ends and instinct begins, who decides what justice looks like?
I'm sure Alex Abraha had nothing against pit bulls, my mortals. They are friendly dogs, but boy do they have demonic faces. They tore Alex apart, and it was a brutal display of force. Until next time, mortals, as always, Luther.